So we're back. I'm just trying to talk to Jesse about booking Neeb's flight for Ting right now, so give me a moment. But yeah, MaNa and KeeN's going to be starting up in just a moment. It's the first semifinals match. All that good stuff.
Yeah.
BaseTradeTV, how did the set for life tickets go? We bombed and we're done, guys. We won $10 for the first one. We bought more scratch and win tickets with that one, and then all of them were a bust, so we're just going to stop the train there. If I get like crazy enough to go buy another ticket or something, maybe I'll save it for stream. But I'm really, despite the jokes and the memes, I'm really not that big into gambling in the first place. So it was a for fun thing, and if we could keep riding it out, I would have. But we were cursed. We were cursed to never win more than $10. Actually, if you think about it, we're actually $5 in the hole after all that was said and done. Feels bad,
Yeah.
man.
That's how gambling gets you.
Well, no, it doesn't, because I'm saying we're stopping.
That's how gambling gets other people who don't stop.
It's actually the exact opposite of getting you, because I'm shutting it down.
Shh. What's your favorite thing to get at Costco? Because I imagine the brands are actually the same if we have the same.
Yo, my favorite thing to get at
Costco.
Costco is actually food from their food court. I love Costco hot dogs. I love
people
Costco
say
chicken strips.
that.
Like
it's not just you, and I've never bothered trying.
well, the thing is, okay, so, and this really goes back to my roots of being very poor growing up. You could get like this massive fucking hot dog and a large drink for $1.50. Like, this hot dog would fill you up even if you're a fat kid. Like, that's how big this hot dog is, right? Like, and it's soft and delicious. You put whatever like toppings on you want. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just always cheap. So maybe I loved it because I could afford it, but it's also good. I don't know what to tell you. Growing up, now I can afford to buy whatever I want. I still would go for the Costco food court given the opportunity. If you're like, hey, you want to go to McDonald's or Subway or some nice restaurant or the Costco food court, I'd be Costco food court every single time, like without hesitation.
Like I said, I think other people have said it too. Like it's not just a weird thing. I think.
But as far as brands, I think Kirkland's like the big one, right?
Yeah, it is. But I rarely go to Costco because it's not. I don't have a membership.
Okay.
My
Well, you
mom.
want to know what my favorite thing to get there is? I want to know what your favorite thing to get there is. So let's say it on 3, okay?
Wait, I have to actually think. I don't know what I actually get there.
Okay, we'll do the intros, then you can think about it. All right. So spawning here in the bottom left, ladies and gentlemen, it's Team Liquid's MaNa.
In the bottom right has the purple Terran. He's KeeN.
And while Zombie Up thinks of her answer, quick shout out to the sponsors of the event. We are in part sponsored by Twitch, which is awesome. The Powered Up by Twitch element allows these cups to have a really awesome, huge monthly finals. I think Corsair has been supplying the prize pool for this tournament for the past year and a half now at this point, which is really awesome. So thanks to them for making this possible. Of course, for you guys to know, though, they wouldn't be doing this if they weren't getting some sort of return on their investment. So consider clicking on the affiliate links down below. Buy Corsair Gear through us. We'll get a couple of bucks, myself and Zombie Up, directly from your purchases if you use the affiliate links. And then furthermore, of course, you're just going to get high quality gear. Some of the stuff, if we're going to real talk about Corsair equipment real quick, some of the stuff is more flashy than necessary. Like, they love RGB. And I love that they do RGB well. But honest to God, like, hand to God, whatever you want me to swear by, these headsets are without a doubt the best I've ever had. I really don't imagine I'm going to find better ones anytime soon. The mic quality, while not amazing, is still good enough to use the game. But the sound quality, the comfort. Some guy actually came to chat during the rebroadcast and said he bought one of these headsets after I advertised that I had a fat head and they fit me perfectly fine. I not only have a fat head, guys, I have glasses. And if you have glasses, you know how frustrating it is to wear headphones for long periods of time? Not with these headphones. So, sell out or whatever you want to label it aside, get fucking Corsair wireless voids. They will change your life. I'm not even kidding. But okay, are you ready for your favorite Costco thing to get? In bulk?
Okay, so is it like any item or does it have to be like specific Costco brand?
No, it could be anything. Like, you're like, oh, I like to get hot dogs at Costco.
I got you.
Okay?
I know what I'm going to say then.
On 3. 1, 2, toilet paper.
Gum.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Gum.
Oh, gum. Yeah, gum's okay, I guess, whatever. I love Costco because you just get like so much toilet paper for so cheap. And ever since I started living on my own, that was actually the first thing I had in mind. So I bought like 80, so 2 of the 40 packs of toilet paper just so I wouldn't have to worry about running out anytime soon. The peace of mind that I bought at Costco is worth more than the dollar spent.
That's what happens. Like there's like really only like a couple things I ever get from Costco when I go, and that's like a huge bag of broccoli because I love broccoli. Like the chicken because it's a lot cheaper, and gum because they give you like 16 packs, man. And what's really bad though is that whenever I do get gum from Costco, I end up ruining my throat because like I eat gum and like I eat it very quickly.
Yeah.
So it's like literally like within 30 seconds I'm like onto another stick of gum, and I think that like legitimately messes up like how my throat works. So it's not good. It's not healthy. I shouldn't go to Costco.
Well, I didn't even think about this. Someone brought up the muffins. I haven't been able to eat Costco muffins in a while. I'm kind of trying to lose weight for the last 2 years. But yo, Costco poppy seed muffins. Nothing is more delicious than the Costco poppy seed muffins.
Puppy seed? Oh, Jesus. No, I've never had those. But I was also going to say, everyone goes to Costco for the tasters. So, just walk around tasting stuff. Hellions are trying to get something done. Usually you do not make another 2 anymore nowadays. But these are going to maybe get a couple that are already low.
Yeah, for MaNa, this is disrupted mining. Got about 6 probe kills. KeeN, of course, is going to be a much different player to play against than somebody like we saw with Ziggy. No offense to Ziggy, it's just KeeN has actually been winning a ton of stuff. And being in both Corsair monthly finals, or season finals that we've had so far. Either way, 7 probes kills, certainly nice for that second round. Total of 8, I suppose. Not too shabby. But the big thing I'm most impressed by is while all this went on, he actually deflected the Oracle rather handily back on the other side of the map.
Right. So KeeN has just done damage even though he sacrificed 4 Hellions. They're only minerals. Oh, but his Widow Mine just died, and he doesn't have another one.
Well, he's pulling to the base because he does have this one over here.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny because otherwise I think MaNa would have been very careful going into the main base. But since he saw the pool, he was like, okay, let's chase the SCVs.
It's not only that, but like the Widow Mine was dancing around here in the factory, and I'm not sure if he's trying to bait or find a better position or what the heck happened there, but ends up being a little bit confuffled, I guess we'll say, for KeeN. Because on top of all of this happening, this delays the starport. So there's no drop coming anytime soon, and MaNa's going to know this.
Yeah, he might like take a second and like realize like, oh, wait a minute, like there's no starport. That's so weird, but yeah, there isn't. And he won't have to worry. He's got his tech structures on the way. His third base is almost done. KeeN just simply doesn't have a lot. And honestly, if these adepts could get in, it would be very devastating. But they were saved. They're kept out, and there's enough Marines now.
Well, it's interesting to see the priority in the extra barracks right now. Again, with no starport, it means no mobility, but I guess also knowing that there's the possibility of Phoenix, since it's not worth trying to get one out. I see the question mark. Like, it seems really silly not to have a starport.
It's a weird build nowadays, but it is something you could do. Yeah, finally on the way. I mean, really, when you think about it, medevacs are just dying to Protoss nowadays with the Phoenix openers, so delay them, get a bit faster on the Marine Marauder production, and just do like a straight push would probably be better. That's
kind of what I was thinking, because we've actually seen a couple of games where we've had these weird walk-bys, kind of like what we're seeing now. Nice Widow Mine shot, too. Where, yeah, they just hit at such an odd timing. MaNa, he's got the adepts, but the pylon going down means there's not going to be an overcharge, and I mean, he has to respond to this. He can't ignore it, otherwise the Marines will straight up kill a Nexus for free.
Well.
In fact, at this point, it might be worth just focusing down the Nexus, to be honest. Yeah, he gets it.
That's exactly what it is. Okay, that's a really nice snipe for KeeN, who has his production now getting really ramped up with another 2 extra barracks and 2 reactors. And his starport's finally on the way as well. Like, a follow-up push will be difficult to hold. But it's really the one after that's going to be the most difficult, is that's still going to be MaNa repairing his economy.
So I want to go back to Costco for a moment here, because chat's still talking about it on that stream delay, and I love that we've had these topics where we've talked about Subway, and people say, well, I hate Subway, Rifkin, I don't care if you love it. Or we've talked about other things like that, and it always seems to be pretty determined at one or the other. It seems like no one really has anything bad to say about Costco, so I guess that's how you know you're doing business right.
Well, that one guy just talked about the tasers being bad, but yeah, they're also very good to their employees, so no one really wants to.
if you guys don't know about this, like Costco, I don't know if it's just like a religious thing or not, but they'll pay you like stat pay on like Sundays and stuff like that. I looked into this because I really wanted to work at Costco for a while, and they'll give you good hours to pay like decent wages, and they pay you like super bonuses like for holidays and all this. I don't know. Like if I wasn't doing streaming, I tell you guys I would be working at Costco, or at least trying to.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty good place to work. Like Costco's better, but Wegmans is also apparently pretty good. I don't know.
Note, this stream is not sponsored by Costco, by the way.
I wish. So a bunch of like bulk stuff in our garages, sure. Drops are dangerous to do. And the Phoenixes were right there. KeeN's army is 30 army supply up. Doesn't have upgrades. And in fact, KeeN does have one engineering bay. He might have just forgotten about them. He's pushed them off for quite some time.
Well, it may be worth it, though. I mean, not having the +1 sucks, but he's got an extra, like, 20 Marines than he would normally have for it, right? Like, this is a pretty substantial army coming to the fight. See if it's substantial enough, though.
Yeah, they're really like just pops. That one doesn't even go off.
The Phoenixes are
This
still a
one
big
is
problem.
burrowed.
Yeah, it's interesting. Phoenixes, like, they've got a considerably decent health pool, so it's kind of hard to just nuke them down. I mean, 200 health is not too shabby. Or no, 180, excuse me, but still, as we can see, the Marines are having trouble dealing with this.
Oh. Yeah, just barely not enough here. Looks like Adept's got into the main base as well, and KeeN is actually losing a lot of workers. Things have really turned here as MaNa's third base is now down. He has 54 probes with 27 SCVs, and his army is still looking good enough, especially with 1-1 to take on KeeN. Yeah, KeeN's just gonna tap out.
GG. That's a lot of SCVs lost. If those, because we were watching this a little bit before the fight engaged. If those 5 Adepts hadn't like gone up north and snuck around the army and come around, honestly, like KeeN, there's no way he would have tapped out there. Maybe he'd be a little bit behind, but not by much. But losing all those workers, that's game ending. That's game over.
Yeah, that was devastating. So now it's gonna be KeeN's map choice.
Yeah, we'll see what he picks. Other side of the bracket, though, it does have Hush advancing over Solo. He'll be waiting to play against either TLO or Jig. Jig, the French-Canadian Zerg player who was actually quite good, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. We haven't seen much of him since, though. Man, I still haven't gotten to play Near Automata, or however you pronounce the name of the game yet. But
Okay.
I've been watching a ton of like videos from it and some streamers streaming it. I don't even care, guys. Like, that game is just so pretty, from character design to like actual action in the game. I love the way that game looks. I want to play it so badly. But the best part is, like, I'm seeing all these cosplayers do it, and it looks so good. I've yet to see like a bad cosplay of this game. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh,
Hashtag
sure they're
blessed.
out there.
Yeah, we'll wait for Rifkin's cosplay. I'm gonna put on my little frilly maid skirt and.
I mean, to be honest, yeah, I guess if you go searching, there's a high possibility you see the bad cosplays as well. But usually
Yeah,
the
that's
ones
true.
that are,
The ones that are
uploaded
constantly
pretty good.
retweeted into my Twitter feed. Pretty nice.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good.
Jig actually beat TLO, by the way, which is interesting. Being French-Canadian on the East Coast, I guess the connection to Europe isn't so bad, but that means it'll be Jig versus Hush in the the other semifinals. But okay, Belshir for next game. Boop. Loading in right meow. Of course, this is game 2 in the series. If you're just tuning in, you missed the Costco game.
Yes, the Costco game.
Like, I'm pretty sure we spent more time talking about Costco than the game. Feels bad, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Marauders should shoot up. That's all I'm saying.
Bitch, were you even blonde when you said that? Thank you, Costco.
Thanks, Costco.
Thank you to whoever has disguised themselves as Costco. $20 is poppy seed muffins anytime you want. Winky face. Yo, that would be the real deal sponsorship. I would just eat poppy seed muffins and have bad poops all day for the rest of my life. Poppy seed muffins are the jam. Actually, the chocolate ones are pretty good too, I gotta say.
Never had these muffins. I don't understand.
Oh, zombie grub.
Like, I've only ever gone to Costco to buy stuff that I would want to buy in bulk, and I've never thought, wow, what do I want to buy in bulk? Muffins.
Well, they come in packs of 6. I don't know if you call it bulk, but.
Well, it still holds. It's still true though. Like, I would only go to buy things in bulk, so I'm not looking for things that are less than a certain amount, or things that I don't eat usually.
You know what my favorite
So-
bulk thing is?
What?
The guy from Power Rangers. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, getting in a game. Spawning here in the bottom right. He's going to be the red Terran player, KeeN.
Who's the guy in Power Rangers?
Bulk? His name,
Yeah,
literally?
What's his name? Whoa, who is he?
He's like the goofy little side character, him and
Okay.
Skull. They got
That's what I
the
thought.
silly-ass music every time they enter the scene.
Yeah. On the top left, as the blue Protoss, he is MaNa.
And thank you, Ricky D172, for the 2-month resub. He says, keep up the good work, my friends. Well, if you say it's good work, I guess. We can go with that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I also buy like those little baby bells at Costco because they're
Oh, the
like
little
so
cheeses?
much cheaper. Yeah. It's
So-
insane how much cheaper they are in bulk.
Well, I don't know about the Costco aspect of it, but those cheeses... First off, the first time I ever had them, I didn't know you had to peel them open. I thought it was just like the skin of an
Like-
apple. You
like
bite into
brie.
it. Big mistake. But secondly, it was actually so fun peeling them, and you'd have like little wax you'd play with afterwards and stuff. Like,
I never played with it, to be honest, but I understand if you did. I didn't have when I was a kid, actually. I didn't eat them until I was older and like dieting, you know, so I missed out. Anyways, this is kind of an interesting mix-up of builds here. We have KeeN going for like the same build, the CC first into barracks production, and MaNa is going for early aggression, but not the early pylon play or not a proxy Stargate, which KeeN's build actually does fine against. He's going for like, you know, double pumped gateways here and chronoing one out even and bringing the mothership core and a proxy. Like,
oh.
it's a lot of ground aggression very quickly that doesn't run out of energy, you know, like the Photon Overcharge does.
Well, so I don't know if this will work so good, though. The thing about the barracks opening the way he does, KeeN should have a lot of units to play with. In fact, a bunker comes down at the top of the ramp, and he pulls the command center back. So, yeah, he should be totally safe.
Yeah, it's a good thing that he scouted it, though. If his Marines just chilling at the natural, doing whatever, and the Stalkers come in, the Marines are going to be kited and, you know, microed against, and they're probably going to die. But
Yeah.
this is a much better hold.
The bunker's a really big aspect to this, too. Now, it does get outranged by the overcharge, unfortunately, but as we can see here, even if the overcharge goes off, at most it takes out one half of this ramp. It won't be able to reach, like, there's no reactor here for it to pick off or anything important like that, is what I'm just trying to say.
Didn't even reach the bunker.
I think overcharge can. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I feel like it doesn't. But, you know, mine's not even trying, so whatever.
Well, I think what he's going to do is wait for the Oracle because he wants all eyes and all attention on the front of the base while the Oracle swoops in from behind and kills the mineral line, ideally. KeeN, on the other hand, just scanned the natural to make sure that he wasn't going to fall super far behind. He now knows MaNa's putting at least 400 minerals into this, but it doesn't mean he's stopping with the attack. That pylon's so daunting. You just want to pick that off so badly.
Oracle's coming in to swoop into the mineral line now. KeeN is continuing his build, and he is thinking about that Oracle. He built a missile turret 99% so he could finish it
I like that,
as soon
actually.
as Oracle came in.
And he left it like that so he could cancel it if it wasn't going to be something he needed. So that was a really clever, subtle move. Well done,
Yeah.
KeeN.
You don't usually see that anymore, but it is something that's pretty cool. You can do it in TVP, you can do it in TVT. I would say that you don't really see it in TVZ, but I guess even then you could. And this is a good hold by KeeN. In fact, it's such a good hold that it's a little worrying for MaNa. Oh, he just lost his Oracle. Wow, that wasn't supposed to happen.
So would you
You
say
know-
that this was a good hold against MaNa's cheese?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Guten Tag.
Oh, God. All the German speakers like, no.
This is like, Rifkin, what are you doing? And no, you know what it is? No, that's not even negative. They're like, you know what, Rifkin, wunderbar. That was excellent. And then they like tell me to do more.
Yes, that's actually what they're saying.
Actually, Riemar might, but maybe not anyone else.
KeeN is just waiting for his medevacs, and he'll be able to bust out of here, and then MaNa will be in a ton of trouble. MaNa doesn't have any upgrades. He doesn't have an accelerated economy that leads to, like, you know, a bigger army.
After 10,000 years, I am free.
Oh, he tried to break out here, but force fields came down.
This was
at least it was two.
Okay, so on one hand, this was a nice catch out of MaNa. On the other hand, for KeeN, he also didn't put everything at the bottom of the ramp, so he wasn't totally screwed by this, but MaNa's doing a great job containing. It's not exactly hampered the SCV count per se out of KeeN, but it's very clear at this point he's not looking to just pump out like infinite SCVs. He really wants to break this position. But the medevac's finally on the way, and MaNa's going to see those as the Oracle keeps casting Revelation. He should finally be able to get out of the base. In fact, For KeeN, the best thing would be if MaNa didn't see him leave the base, but instead he was able to sneak out with 2 medevacs.
Yeah. And that's what the Oracle's duty is to do, is just like not let that happen. But eventually,
There's that
KeeN will
revelation.
have.
Oh, he was waiting on that. That was so sick out of MaNa.
Well, I was gonna say eventually KeeN would have a big enough army that even if he did obviously send 2 medevacs full of units across the map, he'd still be able to hold on top of the ramp. So I thought it'd wait a little bit longer. There's only like a handful of Marines, but MaNa still isn't gonna go for the break.
Well, so what's interesting is also KeeN's not going across the map with this, but instead he's going to try and break and take his natural. And I feel like going across the map, he could maybe straight up win the game. But I guess having Revelation cast on him, he was too worried about like this being easily seen or easily dealt with because it was seen. Either way he's going now. MaNa's going to be contemplating a recall. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Well, still what KeeN wanted to do. He can now take his natural command center, and he can transfer a lot of probes over. So it's almost seamless mining.
Well, how's he going to transfer any probes over?
Shut up, SCVs.
Huh, okay. So it's like, I know Terrans have space construction vehicles, but I don't know what a planetary reducing orbital bastard engineer would do.
Bastard? Wow.
Well,
rude.
Probes don't actually have parents if you think about it. They're robots.
Well, they don't have either parent.
Yeah, so they don't have a dad, and they were born out of wedlock.
But that's not
Hello?
what? No, that's not true. What? No, they don't have to be born out of bedlock. Wedlock. Yeah. Anyways, you know what? KeeN has a huge army, and it's upgraded, and it's good. And even though MaNa might be able to hold here, he does have a late third. So, like, he's gonna have to deal with drops. He's gonna have to deal with KeeN probably also eventually getting a third. Like, I'd still put KeeN in the commanding position, even though MaNa's looking strong.
Thank you to my German fans in the audience. I don't know what you said, but I'm going to pretend it was praise, so I do appreciate you. Thank you. Fantastisch. I'm going to guess that's fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like some of these are kind of obvious.
Alright, War President heading south might cause some trouble. I mean, for MaNa, I think the thought process is no matter what's outside of his front door, or even in his main base, that War President could ideally distract KeeN enough that he slips and makes mistakes on this side of the field.
I do really like that War Prism. I think that MaNa still is the one here that has to do a bit more. But they both are really going to be looking for holes in each other's play because both have taken losses in the early game. MaNa by doing the build and KeeN by having to respond to
those
it.
force fields are really nice. They do allow the army to kind of walk away, but that's still screwed the attack over pretty badly. War Prism now comes in just as KeeN had moved out of his base. Oh, this couldn't have timed out better for MaNa.
That was pretty good, yeah. KeeN is still dropping in the main base and still has a very large army on the front, but barely doesn't get that Oracle, only kills a couple of probes. KeeN forcing the issue might just be what ends his, game. If he takes more than 5 CVs worth of losses next time that War Prism comes around, it could actually be very similar to last game. Yeah, back away from that. That army's just too big. But eventually, KeeN's gonna start adding in Widow Mines and Liberators, and if MaNa tries to take a third base, that's when KeeN's drop are hopefully a little bit easier to actually get something accomplished.
I got this new sub all over my clothes. It's like in my hair. It's been like 3 seconds and it's like all over the place. Thank you, Glitter Light, for the new sub.
Isn't that like a black light, but for glitter?
I don't know. I just hate glitter, dude.
A bit of a doom drop into the main base. Usually getting the concave on the top of the ramp is pretty good, but Photon Overcharge really helps kind of make up for that. There's not a lot of stalkers, so getting out of here might still be possible. Oh, no, not really. Just 1 minute back.
Risky.
Yeah, that move looked okay. Very, yeah, it wasn't. If there weren't any pylons on that on the ramp, then it might have been fine. But even just the 2 was not a great start. Finally gonna get the Oracle.
And that's kind of nice, actually. That's not just a small detail. That is no more Revelations, which have been a real pain for KeeN most of this game. He distracts in the natural, unfortunately dies over here. I don't think he's killing much importance in the main. The Cybercore's a nice pick. They'll stall out a depth production, but other than that, I mean, he's just picking off pylons and being generally annoying more than really hurting MaNa, I feel. Like, this is a lot of cosmetic damage,
I think so. I think it's cosmetic, and KeeN, by really trying to force the win, mean, he had a moment where he was up 10 army supply, and that looked doable, but force fields was an overcharge. You know, the whole Protoss lineup was a little too much, and now he's wasted so much army. He hasn't been saving up to build a command center. I guess now he is, and he might go for the third base. No, he's actually just going with his main command center. He actually doesn't have that much better of a late game now. In fact, MaNa has a much better late game now that he's adding on upgrades and Templar Archives.
Well, the third CC dynamic to this will also really take away from KeeN's gas count while he does this. He's only just taking both the gases at the natural, so what really hurts the most is he actually can't produce medevacs and such efficiently right now, much less even consider upgrades. But he might not be considering upgrades. Might just actually be all in.
It kind of feels that way. I really feel like a Terran who is in a desperate economic situation, which they both were not in great ones, but still a Terran, they can get Widow Mines, which are usually pretty cheap and usually pretty effective against the type of army that MaNa's had and still has. But he's not even bothered to put a reactor on his factory. And again, he's already lost so much of his other army. It's not as scary as it could be.
That Widow Mine nerf, man. Feels bad.
It's clear why I didn't go for it. Liberators might still be a problem, as MaNa is only depending on Blink Stalkers to help out with that, and they can be tricky to use, but you know, Liberators were also nerfed, and they're not as tricky. They're not as devastating to blink under Liberators anymore. Oh, there are any Templars in the main? Because feedbacks could be brutal. Oh, lordy.
Your casting is bad. Ooh. Take that feedback.
Okay.
I like, actually, on that note, it's like
that was weird.
They just shout out at the meta, "Your flying is so bad!" So they crash into the ground. They just can't handle the feedback.
I was like, "What are you reading? Chat or something?"
No, you're talking about feedback.
I didn't ask for feedback though. I said, "Is there feedback?"
I know it. I'm just saying. This is like I'm just emphasizing. Feedback really hurts. It can be devastating sometimes.
You know, when you're full on energy and you're just happy with life, and someone feedbacks, you're like, "Oh, oh."
Did you see Fear Dragon's tweets using his jokes, his one-liners?
His puns, yeah.
Artosis like replied to him saying like, "This is quality." I'm like, as long as this isn't the one joke he relies on to power the broadcast.
Oh.
I got the Artosis
Okay,
like on the tweet though. I'll take it.
So,
He's
you know,
finally
after the
broken
last
through.
drop in the main base, I kind of just looked at this and I was like, okay, I think MaNa's going to be able to deal with this, but it was very, very awkward.
He dodges the first couple of storms, but there's more where that came from. The Liberators are going down very slowly though. So much emphasis on it, I guess, not stalkers this game, as funny as that is to phrase.
Oh, man.
I kind of look at that whole fight like he was storming the beach while we were being silly, and I think it was kind of cool to see him get that landing zone secured, to get that damage done. But ultimately, he traded up for a little bit of army and gateways, so it still leaves him in this bad spot where MaNa is still happily on like 40+ workers. Third base is being transferred back to right now, and the army, I don't even think was that badly injured through the attack. I'm really worried for KeeN going forward. Ghosts are kind of cool to see, though.
Yeah, Ghosts are, I mean, surprisingly I can afford them, but he does get there. I think KeeN did a good job coming back with that drop, though. Like, I think initially he was in a tough spot. He wasn't, like, none of his drops were working, and his attacks weren't quite working. And MaNa was starting to look to maybe run away with the game, especially if he could have squeezed in a fourth base already. But this drop is going to be taken out. 2 medevacs at least.
Yeah, 2 of the medevacs going down hurts. I mean, how many gateways is MaNa left with here? He's got 4 gateways left to warp in with, funny enough. So that's why he's banking a lot of money right now, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. KeeN, he had this nice other attack going on the right side last drop as well, but it did more than this here. That medevac, I'm just gonna get cleaned up. And once again, we have a situation where KeeN goes for a drop, it doesn't work, and he just takes a loss of army for it. So now his ghosts are gonna be like probably easy pickings.
The ghosts are actually, what's funny, they're going to be great against things like the Archons, Templar, and say even Adepts. But they're going to be garbage against Immortals and Stalkers, which is mostly what MaNa has at this point.
I wish it was more mine. KeeN trying to do whatever he can with these drops, and honestly getting gateways maybe can help him in the last ditch. Oh boy. No.
Almost get the other one too. Oh, KeeN. Poor KeeN. Liberty also, it just sets up in range of the cannon, so it's almost dead before it gets away.
Well,
I mean, I'm really happy for MaNa. He's doing really well against a good Terran player, but KeeN is not looking so very good right now.
Well, KeeN has like been desperate for a while now. After his first push didn't work out, and his plan of attack didn't work either for this game, because there's two ways he could have played it, right? Like, he could have attacked and tried to win the game, or he could have just stayed back, built a third base as slow as MaNa built a Nexus, and played into a macro game. But he forced the issue, and MaNa's done a good job defending. There's only been one drop that even sort of worked, but not like, you know, super great. This medevac's gonna be taken out. There's honestly not much more in the main base anyways. Feedbacks go down. Feedback, I guess, only one. It does end up dropping up enough units to, you know, be the Stalkers can't handle it.
But
oh, well, I
third
think
base
if everything
is
was
pushed
together.
off while this goes on, and there's nothing really at home to defend with.
And
there's a single ghost off in the middle of nowhere, almost dead.
And the Stalkers do end up taking care of it with the help of the Adepts. They do have a bit better upgrades, I guess. I really mentioned that +2 armor finish, but that gets thrown down so quickly.
GG, ladies and gentlemen. MaNa will be the one going through to the finals. And we won't actually have the risk of a Team Liquid kill for once, as it's Jig and Hush who are playing the other matchup. A very strange one, too, at that. But I love that you guys now have the source of who to blame. Bacon Hero says, I'll be honest, I subscribe because of these jokes. He is the one promoting this and making it happen, guys. He is the delinquent who fuels my bad humor.
Yo. Haru SOS just made the stuff of nightmares on Twitter.
I don't know. I think I look kind of cute. My hair is super nice in this picture. Although this is not as bad as that baby thing Dom made the other day. I don't know.
Yeah, that was actually the same.
That I opened Twitter. I was just like, what in the name of God am I looking at right now?
I feel like your picture isn't bad, and obviously the picture of the maid outfit isn't bad.
Well, yours though, you're like in that picture. You're like,
okay, that face is amazing. Just calm down there. I was gonna say. I just wish that she chose a different picture of you for the maid, because it doesn't make any sense. You're tilting this way, but your face is like this.
Yeah, she could have rotated the head. You know what? Haru, or whatever. Haru, you get like not a pass. You should have flipped it horizontally, rotated it 18 degrees, and then maybe even color keyed it a bit. But no, you didn't. You were lazy. So that's why I'm not showing the picture on stream. Disgusting. Before we get to this next series, though, guys, we're going to play some ads. Thank you, Incorruptible Lizard, for the 6-month resub. Ace Kate. And then NCSTR4 Rider. Thank you very much for the 35 months of me always getting confused seeing that name in chat. We'll see you guys in 2 minutes.